Hello everyone, so this is my first video and I'm going to be showing you how I wash my fursuit head. So first off, I'm just showing you what I have. I have my bucket of water, my 2 cloths to wash, and my detergent. So I also have the eyes covered because I hand painted I handcrafted every single bit of this, so I didn't want to get the eyes wet and everything, so I put 2 paper towels on them. So first I'm just going to moisturize the fursuit head, as usual. So I'm just dipping it into my bucket gently and just squeezing out some of the water. And I'm just going around my fursuit head and just, well, getting it wet. So that way I could actually wash it with the detergent later on. But as you can see, just gently brushing it down and everything with the moist cloth. So before I started washing this, I actually gave him a little trim with some of the long hairs on the face to make it a bit easier and everything, which I'm very glad I done beforehand. Now I think I do spill a little bit here on my leg and everything, but that's okay. I have a towel placed down underneath, and yep, there it is. So I actually have them placed on a bucket because I don't have one of those fancy heads to place them on, so I just have a Lowe's hardware bucket to place them on, and I think that works fine. So here I'm just squeezing the antenna, making sure it gets all nice and wet and ready for the next stage. Fun fact, this fursuit head actually took me about maybe about a year or so to make, considering I was still in high school whenever I started it. And it was mainly just waiting on the materials and everything, and also trying to find time in between school days and everything to actually finish it, but but here I am just washing it. I took it out the day before to a local convention and got a lot of engagement, so I'm just making sure it's all nice and clean before I take it and I take them out next time. But yeah, this is actually my very first YouTube video. So yay! I guess that's good. I actually got my hat there, the one I'm wearing in the video. I actually got it at the convention. It was pretty good. I like wearing it. And there I'm just checking the moisture level and just seeing if it's all nice and ready to go. And if not, I'll just keep going. So here I am, just making sure the tips of the ears got nice and wet and ready for the sudsing. I had to fix the antenna, it was crooked there. I actually put copper wire in the antenna to make it more posable. So, giving the thumbs up, ready for the next stage here, which is putting the detergent in the water, and just use a little bit of them out there, like I said in the video. Just, well, I didn't really say anything in there, but as you can see, I use all. There's no bleach in this one, which is great, because you don't want that bleach, because that'll just completely ruin it. So here I am, adding some, swirling it around, just making sure. Yep. Putting, and then I think, yeah, I decided to add a little bit more just to make it a bit more soapy. Like I said, it all depends on you and everything, but I usually try to go for around like a quarter of a cap full of detergent to my little perler bead bucket of water. So yep, here you're going to take the same rag that we used before, Dip it in the water, make sure it's all nice and soapy. Yep. Just make sure it's all nice and soapy. I spilled it a little on myself there, but it's okay, that it happens. That's why we have the towel placed down. Yep, you want to wash the face first and everything with, well, that's how I do it, but I usually just do a little bit more of a rougher scrub here, just to make sure it gets down deep in there, as well as deep as you want it to go anyways. But I'm just using the same mechanic that we used before, and just washing it. But this time, instead of just regular water, it's soapy water. Oh, and by the way, I use lukewarm water. Well, it's more so on the warmer side, but I usually don't use cold water because I don't want my hands freezing, but I usually just use like lukewarm water and everything. So even just using the same mechanic in the front as, well, in the back as we did in the front. Just make sure you squeeze out some of the moisture because you don't want that. You don't want a whole lot of excess moisture going into the fursuit head. Otherwise, it's gonna take a bit longer to dry out. And make sure you dry it properly, or else it'll mold. And we don't want that happening. Actually, got mine drying right now as we speak. Also, I didn't show it in this video, but I probably will in another video. I do, this is a partial I made myself, so I'll be doing a little rundown of it later in another video. But after this, I did clean, like, my paws, my wings, my tail. But I think all this took me maybe like $50 to make. I already had the foam. I actually upcycled the foam from bicycles. Oh, we had ordered bicycles like 2 or so years ago. And I just used the foam that they use for the padding for that to make the base and everything. But the fur and well, I already had the copper wire, but the fur and like the eye mesh, and that was maybe about like $50 total. So it's very easy to make a fursuit head on a tight budget. And then I also got a pet brush. Oh yeah, okay, so here you gotta well, all I did was just got more water, and you're just gonna take the other rag and rinse out the soap. I forgot about that. But yep, all I did there was just took out the old water and just put some new water in the bucket. I rinsed out the bucket to make sure there was no more soap in it. But took it to my other rag that I had, and now we're just rinsing out the fursuit head. You want to make sure it's all nice and rinsed out too, or else the detergent will leave a more greasy look and everything, and more greasy feel to the fursuit head, which is not good. Yeah, this is, I've repeated myself a couple times though, but this is my first YouTube video, so I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. But this is fun. I like it. So yeah, I had to get up here on my knees and everything to make sure I got a good angle at rinsing out the detergent and everything. And it is a softer detergent. You don't want anything too rough on the fursuit head, or else it just won't work properly. And it'll kind of ruin everything. Yep, I usually try to dry my hands though whenever I'm moving the bucket. And just making sure that the paper towels are still in. But this was actually like my first attempt at making a fursuit head, and I'm actually really proud of it. And you might be asking, oh, why didn't you just toss it in the washer? Well, all of this is hand sewn by me, and I'm not really a professional and everything, and besides, the eyes are not waterproof. So, I don't want to ruin everything that I made just putting it in the washer. So I'm just hand washing it. Just to make sure it don't fall apart on me. Like if you have like any other suits and everything, do what usually your maker tells you to do. Like if it is like washer compatible, then go all for it. But I usually just try to stick with hand washing just to make sure. And this is like unscented detergent and everything, so after it gets done drying and everything, I'll put a little bit of my fursuit spray that I made on there. It's lavender scented, which I like. So now it's all ready. Alright, bye-bye!